Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Power Sports channel. Once again, my name is Richard. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is basically just a recap of the Cardinals' impressive win over the Oakland Raiders this past Sunday in Week 2 of the NFL season. I definitely think it was a good game in the second half for the Cardinals. Not a great game in the second half. I do believe in the video that I made before the game actually started. I do believe one of the keys to the game was, or at least it should have been a key to the game if I didn't say it, was just shutting down those wide receivers. Now, I don't know if that was just the Cardinals shutting them down altogether, or if that was just simply the coaching staff not being able to scheme up enough plays for Davante Adams and Darren Waller to get going. So I definitely know that some points were probably left on the board for not only that game but also fantasy football owners as well. So I definitely want to start there. So let me not put the cart before the horse, and I also want to go over some other things later on in the video as well. So I did predict that the Cardinals would win that game. I was hoping, because there was a part of me that just basically said, "Hey, why not? Why not them? Why not this week?" I got a good feeling, even though that video might have seemed like, hey, kind of doom and gloom with the Cardinals. It was just more speaking to the responsibility that they had in the game more than anything. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. From the word go, it looked like the Cardinals were doomed to have another repeat of Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm glad it didn't end up like that. By halftime, it's 20-0. But once halftime is over, the Cardinals come back out, and I was very impressed by Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray even had a press conference, I do believe, on Monday morning, talking about, or maybe even that night, talking about how he felt like he needed to take over games. And that's exactly what he did in this game. But see, the thing is this: we don't need Kyler Murray just to feel like he needs to take over one game. We need for Kyler Murray to feel like he needs to take over every game, because it's that type of mentality that is going to push him far. And I'm not just talking about being just a Super Bowl champion. I'm talking about being just a great quarterback in this league altogether, and possibly being talked about as one of the greatest of all times. Because I know that I am very harsh on Kyler Murray sometimes. It's just that I want the young man to live up to the expectations that have been heaped on him. I want him to live up to the number 1 overall pick. You know, we spent the number 1 overall pick. If you're going to play like you were the 43rd pick in the draft, that's cool, but please be the 43rd pick in the draft. Please play like it's just kind of astonishing to me, but this isn't what this video is about, and I'm getting on a tangent. The second half comes around. The Cardinals' first touchdown is a Kyler Murray pass, I do believe, to Greg Dortch. So basically in the second half, the Raiders weren't really even able to do anything, because they were primarily just sitting on the sidelines basically the entire second half. Their defense was basically gassed by the time this game was basically over, because the Raiders defense had wound up basically in the second half alone facing 51 plays. That's literally unheard of in and of itself. So yeah. So after basically once the Cardinals get going, it's basically 23-7. The Raiders basically don't do anything on the next drive. We get the ball back. I do believe we wound up getting a touchdown on that possession. I do believe we ran the ball in with, I do believe that was James Conner who ran the ball in on that second run. And then, so at that point, it's like 23-13. And then we have to do the 2-point conversion. This is where the Kyler Murray magic really kicks into gear. So he hikes the ball. He winds up basically running all the way back to like the 22-yard line, evading all of these defenders along the way, runs it all the way back for the touchdown. It's these type of plays that lets me know exactly what is on the inside of Kyler Murray. And I understand that Kyler Murray won Rookie of the Year, and that is great. But when does Rookie of the Year turn into MVP? When does MVP turn into the Super Bowl champion? Because please understand, with every year that goes by, you are losing another year. That is another year of taking hits. That is another year that's just another year of stress on the feet, stress on the arm. Look at Drew Brees. I'm not saying that Kyler Murray is going to turn into Drew Brees, but at the same time, when Drew Brees retired, he could barely throw the ball down the field. So it's just very important that Kyler Murray understands that this time will not be given back, so it must be used wisely. So after that possession, successful 2-point conversion, once again, I do believe the Raiders come back out again and they go 3 and out again. So at this point, when the Cardinals are trying to basically tie the game on this drive, basically the game is almost over. You don't score. If you're not able to score here, you're not going to win. You have no chance of winning this. And at best, you can only tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So the Cardinals are basically bailed out in the end zone by a Raiders defender basically holding one of our players. It's just amazing. Wait a minute. So, yeah, we're able to get a touchdown there. I'm having a little bit of trouble remembering exactly who got that touchdown, guys. I am very sorry about this. But at that point, the game is 23-21. Now, the craziest part about all of this is this. When we were down near the end zone, I do believe there was 3 or 4 oh yes, I remember now. Okay. So there was like 3 plays where we tried to pass the ball to someone only to watch it basically be knocked down by a defender, or it bounce off Zach Ertz's shoulders. And you're thinking, well, they tried. That's basically what I'm thinking at that point in time. We wound up getting the ball in the end zone. I was so happy about that. Now it's time for the 2-point conversion. And what would happen? We wound up getting a delay of game penalty called on us, which is always fun. Jesus Christ. So if I were, okay, so I do believe that final touchdown was actually Kyler Murray running into the end zone for the touchdown. Now, before the 2-point conversion, a delay of game is called on us. The ball is moved back to the 7-yard line. Now this next play speaks to a quarterback kind of always having faith in a wide receiver that he can make a play. This entire game, and even going back to last year, you literally watched as a former, I want to say, really, just a former really good wide receiver, AJ Green, drops pass after pass, can't get his feet in bounds. Even though last year he was a reliable target, for the amount of money that they paid him, he provided quite a bit of good value. But the problem is, in high leverage situations, it just didn't seem like it was always there. And nothing is absolute, but really good wide receivers find a way to come down with the ball, I would say more times than not. This entire game, there was one play where I do believe he actually caught the ball, but his feet weren't in bounds. There was a there was a play, just a slant route where if he simply would have caught it, it would have been a touchdown, but he got hit by 2 defenders. He bobbles the ball on that play. So for this 2-point conversion, Kyler Murray hikes the ball. Kyler Murray throws the ball through the most tightest of windows. And even right now, I'm still not sure that A.J. Brown, one second. A.J. Green caught that ball. Guys, I'm so sorry about that. Because if they had a better angle on the review, more than likely it's overturned. So Kyler Murray throws an absolute dart to him. Somehow it misses all those defenders. A.J. Brown catches the ball. We're headed to overtime. The Cardinals are not able to get into the end zone. For some reason, that ensuing possession, we're moving the ball down the field. And I do believe on a 4th and 1, we decide to throw the ball all the way down to Marquise Hollywood-Brown. Marquise Hollywood-Brown catches the ball, but a defender is able to get to him just when he catches the ball, and knocks the living crap out of him, and the ball goes flying. So that's a turnover on downs. The Raiders get the ball. The Raiders fumble, but they recover it. I do believe the very next play, the ball is passed to, what is his name? One second, guys. I am so sorry. I even spoke about him before the other game. The ball is actually passed to Hunter Renfrow, and he fumbles the ball. We actually pick the ball up, and we run it back to the end zone to win the game. Guys, I know that was kind of a chore listening to that. I want you guys to know that I am very excited about that win. Believe it or not, I truly am. I'm just glad to see them have some grit, because I do believe if they go into an 0-2 hole on the season, that would have been really bad. The craziest part about it was the Cardinals' offensive line was actually able to hold the Raiders' defensive line in check in that second half. Something had to happen at halftime to make that happen. You're not going to tell me that just happened by accident. Kyler Murray was on fire in that second half, just looking really good. And this is what, you don't need Kyler Murray to do this every week, but you do need him to be able to find the open receiver, because the problem is even now, he's still holding the ball too long. That's the main issue. So, there's that. It's a lot. Just so you guys know, I am actually in the middle of doing what's like film study of our next opponent, the Rams. So just so you know, guys, I'm going to start doing this a little bit differently. I want there to be at least 2 days in between posts. So basically I would do, like, for instance, let's say I do a pregame show for the game on Sunday on Friday night, leading into Saturday, and then, or at least a day or two in between posts to make sure that each video has a good chance to get views on it, instead of like there being two videos and now they kind of have to share, I guess, the views of whoever sees the video. So that's why some of my previews might now come out on Fridays instead of Sunday morning. So there's that. So I do actually have the NFL Plus app. I'm also trying to see if I can possibly get some type of deal with the NFL Plus, because I am using that. Once I'm able to get a bigger following, heck, I'm just going to try to figure out how to get that now and see where it goes, because nothing beats failure but to actually try. So I'm going to do that. So right now, I've almost finished watching the week 2 matchup against the Falcons, and I do have some very interesting points on that. In no way, shape, or form in no way, shape, or form do I work for the Cardinals or anybody with the NFL or anything like that. It's just that I feel like I have some insight into what the Cardinals possibly could do to beat the Rams. And it might not be the most perfect, on point perspective, but there are some things that I am seeing with the Rams that I think could be truly helpful. Guys, please know that this video is going to basically come out on, I want to say, Friday night. Yeah, it's probably going to be Friday night. I haven't even watched that week 1 game against the Bills yet, because I think I'm definitely going to watch it just to see what really happened in that game. But I'm going to do like a little film study, what I think the Cardinals could do. And of course, you won't be able to take everything away, but you're gonna have to figure it out to be able to beat them. And the first part of that is gonna have to start with Matthew Stafford having to have some pressure in his face. So that's a part of it. And just, speeding up that clock in his head, but I'm not gonna give too much away too soon. So guys, thank you for watching. Once again, now the Cardinals are 1-1. Everybody in the division right now is 1-1. This is where things get a little bit sticky, and that's a good thing. Just, that's fine. They have to prove who they are. Guys, thank you for watching the Power Sports channel. I do truly appreciate it, guys. Don't forget that if we're able to get to 100,000 subscribers by basically January 1st, I will be giving out $1,000. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.